Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Belmont Park here on Saturday. It is July the 8th, 2017. I'm going to look at the stakes races on today's program from Belmont, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world. The Stars and Stripes Festival card from Belmont is incredible. I'm going to give you an all-stakes pick 5 ticket. You'd only play that with Naira bets, so I would say go sign up for that if you're not already a member. And I'm not getting sponsored by Naira Bets to say that, but you should be, out of all the big companies that you can wager with in North America, I think the two best ones are ExpressBet and Naira Bets. So go sign up for that. And let's get to today's action, starting off with the sixth race in Belmont, first leg of this all stakes pick 5, only offered by Naira Bets. The sixth race is the 100th running of the Dwyer Grade 3 purse, $400,000. It's for 3-year-olds here. Field of 5 horses going the distance of ground of 1,600 meters or 1 mile on the Big Sandy. And I show the diagram. It just gives me a second to look down in my notes, so just bear with me. My top pick in this one, I like the number 2 horse, Battalion Runner. It's speed going a mile here at Belmont. You want that. This horse has speed. He's an ideal pick for me. I'm going to go 2, 3, 4, $2 trifecta or tricast, 2, 3, 4. Pick 5 scenario, I'm going to go 2, 3, but I'm probably going to make a cheap ticket and an expensive ticket. The cheap ticket, I'm going to single Battalion Runner, but on the expensive ticket, I'm going to go 2, 3. So let's get that out of the way. But my top pick, though, number 2, Battalion Runner, 6 to 5. John Velasquez for Todd Pletcher, who trains his 3-year-old Celt out of Unbridled Song, who's unbridled. Most recently on the 8th of April at Aqueduct. I'm on the 8th in the Grade 2 Wood Memorial. Horse finished second by 3.5 lengths behind Irish Warcry. Led most of the race. Irish Warcry had a great move at the quarter pole, and just, he just overtook Battalion Runner. Disappointing beat, but this horse is cutting back to a 1-turn mile, which I think is ideal, and I think he'll run a big one. To keep in mind also, the third place finisher, Cloud Computing, won next start out in the Preakness out of that Wood Memorial, so just keep that in mind. But start before, this horse ran February 3rd, actually my sister's birthday at Gulfstream Park, mile 16th at Optional 75 Claimer. Horse won by 1 1/4 lengths from the 5 hole. This horse got second most of the race, got the lead going into the far turn, and then took off clear. Very easy victory. And then December 31st at Gulfstream Park, 7 furlongs and mains best weight for 36. Horse won by 8 3/4 lengths on a lead off the route. Easy victory off the layoff. Like I said, 1-turn mile suits this horse very, very much, and I just think he'll run a big one. So he'll be my top pick, and he'll be my single on my cheap ticket, my cheap pick 5 ticket. But on my expensive pick 5 ticket, my main pick 5 ticket, I'll go 2, 3. So to recap my bets for the 6th from Belmont Park, it's the 100th running of the Grade 3 Dwyer. Gonna go with the 2 horse Battalion Runner. Gonna go do a $2 trifecta or tricast, 2, 3, 4. And in my pick 5, I'll go 2, 3. So now let's get on to race number 7 from Belmont. The 7th race is the 10th running of the Belmont Sprint Championship. Grade 2 purse, $350,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses, going the distance of ground of 7 furlongs. My top pick in this one, I like the number 7 horse, number 7 Unified. I'm going to go 7-2-5-1 in the superfecta. 7-2-5-1 super. My top pick, number 7 Unified. He'll be a single on my cheap ticket. I'm going to go, there's in the turf races, you're going to have to go deep. And I think in these in the dirt races, I think you could single on some of the races if you're playing 2 tickets. So Unified will be singled on my cheap, probably about $4 ticket, and on my expensive $32 ticket, I'll go 7-2. I'll use Mind Your Biscuits because I think off the layoff he could run a big one also, but for a little better odds, I'm going to use the 7 horse Unified as a top pick. So 7-2 in the pick 5 expensive ticket, single 7 in my cheap ticket, 7-2-5-1 in the superfecta. Number 7 Unified, 5-2 Jose Ortiz for Jimmy Jerkins, 4-year-old colt at Candy Ride. This horse has the kind of 1.25 mile pedigree, but he can't run 2 turns for some reason, but 1 turn this horse can run a lot. Most recently on the 8th of April at Aqueduct, 7 furlongs in the Grade 1 Carter handicap. Horse finished second by a neck that day. It was basically second most of the race. It was 95 cents to the dollar, and just missed. Green Grotto ran the race of his life that day. He was running back in this one today. But this horse, second best finish, wasn't a half bad race. I think coming here to Belmont with this horse has had success. Should run an even better one. Start before at Gulfstream Park, 6.5 furlongs in the Grade 3 Gulfstream Park Sprinting Championship. Horse won by neck, on the lead all throughout. Easy victory, beating Minor Biscuits. He just had an easy driving victory. 101 Buyer speed figure, second best for his career. It was his horse's first start since 19th of June. That came in the Pegasus at Monmouth Park, mile 16th. This horse finished 5th by 13.5 lengths. Again, this horse cannot run 2 turns, was 30 cents a dollar. Completely overbet, just didn't do anything. But before that, going a mile and 1/8 up in the Peter Pan here at Belmont in 2016, horse won by 3/4 length, almost on lead all throughout. And since the mile and 1/8 at Belmont is a 1 turn, it's like an elongated sprint. And this horse, loved it. Before that, won the Bayshore by 3 lengths and with a 102 Buyer, best Buyer of his life. Like I said, I think this horse will run a very big one here today. So he'll be my top pick. So to recap my bets for the 7th from Belmont, it's the 10th running of the Grade 2 Belmont Sprinting Championship. Gonna go with the 7-horse Unified. I'm gonna go 7-2-5-1 in the superfecta. I'll use the 7 and 2 in my expensive pick 5 ticket, and I'll single the 7-horse in my cheap pick 5 ticket. So now let's get on to race number 8 from Belmont. The 8th race is the 39th running of the Belmont Oaks Invitational, Grade 1 purse, $1 million. It's an invitational for Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere fillies 3-year-olds. Field of 12 horses, a dozen of them going the distance of ground of 2,000 meters or 1 mile and 1/4 on the inner turf course. The rail will be set at 0 feet, so they'll be running at the hedge this weekend. 2,000 meters for our international viewers from the United Kingdom and Ireland, and our French viewers, because I get a lot of those. You have quite a few Europeans in this one. You have Ian O'Brien has 2 of them in this one. You have some French horses coming over, now under new trainers of Chad Brown. But, in this one, I don't like... I like them, but I don't like them to win as a top pick, the Europeans in this one. I do like the 8-horse New Money Honey as a top pick. I'm going to go 8-2-5-12 in the superfecta. 8-2-5-12 superfecta. I'll use the 8-2-5-12 also in my pick 4. This is the kind of races you want to go very deep, and on both tickets, cheap and expensive, I'm going to go use all 4 of those horses. But my top pick, number 8, New Money Honey, 7-2, Chad Brown trains, Javier Castellano gets the leg up. Most recently, his horse had a start during the Belmont Stakes Festival here at Belmont Park, June the 8th, mile and 1/8 inner turf course in the Grade 3 Wonder again. Horse won by 2 lengths. 6-hole post position didn't affect his horse. He went straight to the lead and basically had a walk in the park that day. Very easy race in 148 flat. It doesn't get any easier than that. First, it was a great race. I think getting the mile and a quarter today shouldn't affect this horse that much. She's bred to go a mile and a quarter, and she's the perfect mile and a quarter horse here at Belmont, since these mile and a quarter races tend to be more towards front runner horses. I expect Javier Castellano to bring his horse straight to the front. If he could set some easy fractions, I think he can, and I think he could go away within the stretch run. Before that, April 13th at Keelan Mile in the Grade 3 Appalachian, his horse had a disaster of a race, finished 6 by 4 3/4 lengths off the layoff, just didn't have anything, traffic troubles. It just wasn't her day to win. La Cornell, who won, and who also won next start out, just ran one of the best races of the Keeneland Spring Meet. But before that, this horse won Bruce Cup Juvenile Fillies Turf very nicely by a half length, closing up well, and won the Miss Grillo here at Belmont Park, mile 16th inner turf course. Horse won by 2 3/4 lengths. Just ran very well. It always reminds me, when I off subject, but when I always see the Miss Grillo Stakes, it always reminds me of from the Howard Stern show, Steve Grillo, Potato. But back to the racing now. This horse is 2 for 2 on the inner turf here at Belmont. I think she'll make it 3 for 3 today, so watch out for this one. So to recap my bets for the 8th from Belmont, it's the 39th running the Belmont Oaks Invitational, the Grade 1 Belmont Oaks Invitational. Gonna go with the 8-horse New Money Honey. I'm going to go 8-2-5-12 in the superfecta. I'll also use the 8-2-5-12 in my pick 5 cheap and expensive tickets. So there we go. So now let's get on to race number 9 from Belmont Park. The 9th race is the 131st running of the Suburban Handicap Grade 2 purse $750,000. It's for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of 6 horses going the distance of ground of 2,000 meters or 1 mile and 1/4 on the main track. They don't run a lot of mile and a quarter races at Belmont on the dirt anymore. I wish they ran a lot more. And I remember reading an article on DRF earlier this spring about when they added the bonus for the mile and a quarter races on the turf course. They were going to run a few mile and a quarter races on the main track. I looked at the condition books. There's none carded for the rest of the meet on the main track. Too bad, because I think they could have really been great races. But at least they're running more mile and a quarter races in North America today with Belmont. The Suburban, it's a field of 6 horses, and I think there's one standout, and he's a single for me on both of my tickets. That's going to be the 6-horse Shaman Ghost. I'm going to go 6-4-2-1 in the superfecta. 6-4-2-1 superfecta. I think that's the only way to win, make money this race. Is you're going to have to play a trifecta or superfecta and play it for a large amount of money. So that's my superfecta. 6-4-2-1. My top pick, number 6, Shaman Ghost. 4-5 here. Javier Castellano for Jimmy Jerkins. 5-year-old horse out of Ghost Sapper, who's out of Awesome again. So this horse has some classic pedigree in him. Most recently, May the 19th at Pimlico, mile 3/16 in the Pimlico Special. Horse won by a neck that day. He sat back early, but closed up driving in the lane. Easy, clear victory when he got the lead. I think the extra half furlong should really help this one, and I think I'll run a big one. Start before at Santa Anita, mile and a quarter, March the 11th in the Santa Anita Handicap. Horse won by 3/4 length. It was a subpar Santa Anita Handicap, but this horse, was the best horse by a mile. Sat back early, but got the lead in straight away, and then came in good. A great run for this horse. And then the Pegasus World Cup Invitational, horse finished second behind Airgate. Closed up well at the end. Wasn't a half bad race, I must say, even though he was a little bit wide. This horse loves the mile and a quarter distances. 5-3 at it. He won the Santa Anita Handicap going a mile and a quarter. He won the Queen's Plate going a mile and a quarter. He just loves it. He ran this race last year and finished 5th. He had the rail, which is not ideal going a mile and a quarter here at Belmont. That just affected him too badly, but he's a lot better horse now, and personally, I think he's the second best classic runner horse behind Arrowgate in North America at the moment. I just think he'll run a big one. He's the best horse in the best classic horse, I think, on the East Coast. We'll say that. If you don't agree with me, well, everybody has their opinion, but that's my opinion. But like I said, I think this horse will run a big one here today. So to recap my bets for the 9th from Belmont Park, it's the 131st running of the Suburban Handicap, the Grade 2 Suburban Handicap. Going to go with the 6-horse Shaman Ghost. I'm going to go 6-4-2-1 in my superfecta, single the 6-horse Shaman Ghost in the pick 5. To race number 10 now from Belmont. It's the final stakes race on the program. The final race I'll be looking at on today's program also. The 10th race is the 68th running of the Belmont Derby Invitational. Grade 1 purse $1.2 million. It's an invitational for Northern and Southern Hemisphere 3-year-olds here. Field of 11 horses going the distance of ground of 2,000 meters or 1 mile and 1/4 on the inner turf. Remember, the rail will be set at 0 feet, so just keep that in mind. My top pick in this one, I like the number 5 horse. Number 5, Called to the Bar. I'm going to go 5-3-4-7 in the superfecta. 5-3-4-7 superfecta. I'll also use the 5-3-4-7 in my pick 5. If you've been following my pick 5 wager, it's going to cost about $32 for the expensive ticket. The cheap ticket with the singles and the dirt races, it's going to only cost about $4, so it's a very affordable ticket. But my top pick here, number 5, Called to the Bar. 5-1, this French shipper, Maxime Guillon, is on this 3-year-old gelding out of Henry the Navigator. Most recently, his horse has started on 23rd of May at Saint-Cloud, 2,400 meters or a mile and a half on a firm turf course in the Prix du Lai Stakes. Horse won by 2 lengths that day. At 6-1, carrying 128 pounds, he went straight to the lead and didn't look back. Easy, clear kick that day. He did everything right. This horse is a pace horse, and he's getting a mile, on this inner turf course at Belmont. You want his pace horse, and I think think this horse could go away with it, personally. It was an all-around great race last time out of St. Cloud. Start before May 3rd at Shunty, mile and a quarter, 2,000 meters in the Prix du Cantabile Stakes, just basic main stakes. Horse won by 1 3/4 lengths, wide draw, which is not ideal at Shunty, but this horse really took advantage of it, went straight to lead, and again, it had a very easy victory, closing up well. And then the Prix de l'Argent, another basic main stakes at Fontainebleau, 30th of May, going a mile or 1,600 meters. Horse finished second by head, set the pace early on, just got caught before the wire. First start off the lap, you kind of expect this horse not to be 100%. This horse, which I love about these, when I see a European horse come to America, I love to see a horse have a workout. And when they usually have a workout, that means they're going to run very big. This horse has a workout July the 5th, so that was basically that was Wednesday at Belmont. 3 furlong workout and 38-2 with the dogs up. The best workout that day. I think this horse will run a big one. Like I said, this horse is a pace horse, so watch out for him. I also think the 3 horse, who I have second on my superfecta ticket, number 3, Homesman, 4-1, Colm O'Donoghue for Aidan O'Brien for the Coolmore group. This horse will run a big one too. If you just look at the weights he's been carrying in the UK, this horse has been carrying monster weight. He's carrying 11 less pounds today than he did a few weeks ago at Royal Ascot. I think this horse will run a very big one also, so watch out for him. I'm going to do an exacta play also here, actually a $5 exacta box, 5-3, so watch out for that one also. So to recap my bets for the 10th from Belmont Park, it's the 68th running of the Belmont Derby Invitational. Going to go with the 5 horse here, Call to the Bar. I'm going to go 5-3-4-7 in the superfecta. I'm going to do a $5 exacta box, 5-3, and in my pick 5 here, I'm going to go 5-3-4-7. If you've been recapping my pick 5 wager, it's gonna start off at race number 6. I'm gonna go 2-3 on my expensive ticket, 2-3. On my cheap ticket, I'm gonna single the 2. And race number 7, I'm gonna go 7-2. I'm gonna single the 7 horse in my cheap ticket. Race number 8, I'm gonna go 8-2-5-12 on both tickets. 8-2-5-12 both tickets. Race number 9 on both tickets, I'm going to single the 6 horse, and race number 10, I'm going to go 5-3-4-7 on both tickets. So the expensive ticket should cost about $32 in that range, and the cheap ticket should cost about $4 to $6 in that range. It's a very cheap, money balance here, when you're a broke college student, you can't go overboard. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections for race courses around the world.